Welcome to my studio. Let's do some watercolor. Got all kinds of things we're going to be banging and banging and all that kind of stuff, but I need to paint. So I have a jar of water here and a pipette that I use, pipette, to wet my watercolors so I can start using them. And I just want to let some creativity flow. So I have no idea really what I'm going to do, but I really think I need to do some flowers. So I'm going to start off just making some petals. I'm going to grab some pink, I guess. Let's see here. And we're just going to make some petals. I think I'm going to do it at an angle. I think that would be kind of cool. So we're just going to lay them here a little bit at a time. Now, you know, with roses, you've got petals that are overlaying petals, and then you've got petals in the back, and you got all of these nice little areas with petals in the middle, and then you've got these really nice outer petals. Just really, this is just easy little fun throwing some stuff on the paper. So the other thing about roses, I splashed right there, is that first I'm going to throw some more color in here. Let's do some shadows. I love watercolor, and this is why. Drop it in and just let it do its thing. But the other cool thing about roses is their stems and their leaves. So we're going to be doing that as well. I think I'm going to throw some more pink in the back. So when you're in the back of a rose versus in the front, the light is going to be a little bit different, right? So they're going to be a little bit lighter. I'm just going to use the whatever's on the brush. So there we go. There's our rose. And we're just going to be adding a nice little leaf, stem, all of that stuff. Taking a smaller brush, I'm going to go in with like an olive green. And the first thing I'm going to do, and this is the key, don't worry, be happy. Don't worry about it going into the other colors. It's okay. Watercolors are fantastic about that. They flow. It's just a nature. It's just beautiful. So that's all good. Then I'm going to take a nice long stroke like that. I think I'm going to put in, before we even put our leaves, I'm going to put in some little baby roses too, like buds. So I'm going to put one maybe right in here, and it's just going to be kind of a bud. And then I'm just going to do work in odd numbers rather. So 3, something like that. I'm going to do another one here, but I think it's going to be, actually I'm just going to do 2 buds. I'm loving the way that little bud is sitting there. So we'll do another one. It's just going to be a little smaller. That's all we need. All right, so now going back, rinsing my brush. I have a little paper towel here. And now let's go back to our green. And I was really initially just sticking with, you know, something a little simple. You know how roses look. They got this cool little green stuff going on all around them. So I'm just doing that. There's our beeping going on. I said was going to happen. That's okay. So just kind of letting it flow nice and easy here. Going to be pulling that down into the stem. We'll do the same with this one. They're kind of connected, and that's all good. Let's go back to our bigger brush. And actually, let me show you one of the brushes I love to do for leaves is a dagger. I know I have one in here. I'm looking in my brushes. This one is kind of cool. That's my Princeton. A little bigger maybe than I need. That's another Princeton. Aqualin's definitely too big. You know what? I'm just going to go with it, and I'm going to use this one. Okay. So we're going to wet that. We're going to go in, and I'll show you why I love this brush. So here, first I'm going to be pulling up another stem, and then I'm just gonna lay this down and bam, just like that. And then I'm gonna go right up at the top and do the same thing. So now I've got this really cool, just kind of a leaf. And this is watercolor. This isn't hyper realistic or anything like that. This is just laying color down on paper, making it something just truly unique and beautiful. See how I'm able to pull that out there? It's just all whatever you want it to be. And then I'm gonna throw in something here, just like that. Maybe going in behind, that's cool too. And then over here with this guy, just gonna lay in this one. And let's do a little bitty here. I'm just turning my brush ever so slightly. But you see how you get that nice feel of, I think maybe this might need to go a little thicker, and that's okay. But then, let's go one step further. I'm gonna go back with my little brush, and because this is all still wet, I'm gonna grab this and just throw it in here, because nature is not perfect. And you know how sometimes the leaves have some other color happen in there? Just add some really cool character to the whole thing, just like when I added a little shading at the top. This is a simple rose. And that's really all you need to do to get something that's just sweet, unique, simple, quick. If I was to put, let's say I wanted to put a little frame on that. Look at that. Or I could do it the way I painted it, which would be just like that. I mean, that would be a nice little framed photograph. And it's that quick. So, practice your watercolors. The key to watercolor is remembering that the light source comes from the paper. So you're working pretty much light to dark versus with a pastel, which I do a lot of pastel, you're working dark to light, because with pastel you can go over your initial color with a lighter color if you choose to do that. I'm gonna grab my paper towel here. I'm gonna wipe off this brush, and so you can do that, and you can do a lot of different kinds of layering and stuff with pastels. With watercolor, it's this freedom, it's this fluid kind of unpredictable nature of what's coming off your brush, the amount of water that you've laid down, the type of paints that you're working with. And to be honest, with watercolor, if you're just starting out, it doesn't have to be anything fancy.